So welcome you guys, everyone, to game number 1. Let me know, this is, by the way, not correct. This is not Barles. We see right now, this is Classic Pro, and this is currently... Oh god. Neil. There we are. So we're gonna catch up. There is nothing over here for us to worry about. There is nothing that we are going to miss. And all is great. So, what to expect from game number 1? Oasis is a map that's going to lend itself to longer games. And we have Cumans for Licks, which is a very interesting pick for this one. And we have Tatters for Classic Pro as well. So for Cumans, Licks will have the ability to go for extra TCs, or for the one extra TC in the Fuel Age, to go for Siege Workshops in the Fuel Age, where he can train battering rams from. He's also gonna get the Cap Ram upgrade available to him in the Castle Age onwards, right? And then he's got also a discount on Archer Ranges and Stables. Well, if we take a look at Tatters instead, well, Tatters will have Thumbering and Parting Tactics for free, as well as 25% higher damage against enemy units when fighting from a higher elevation. And interestingly enough, actually it's Classic Pro, the one to be surrounded by the most elevations from what I can see. There is a lot of mound on the right hand side you can potentially take advantage of. There is a huge mound on the left hand side, a little bit of a hill over here that he could potentially take advantage of as well. And then there's an extra hill down the south corner. Meanwhile, for Licks on the other hand, we do have some elevations on the left hand side of his base, and then on the right hand side there is a small, kind of shallow mound over here, so that one might not make too much of a difference. But yeah, back home he can certainly try to take advantage of this. Now, interestingly enough, Classic Pro is actually opening up with militias, and that's something that I wasn't necessarily expecting from the Bull player, given the vast distance between both these guys at the beginning of the game. So he's gonna have to travel quite a lot, like the steppe people. He's just going forward. Taking a look at Licks. Licks is going up to the Fuel Age on 18 villagers. This is very, very aggressive uptime. Usually we see them go up on 19 vills to go for the second TC. 18 can be done. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive. In Classic Pro, well, he's got just 2 militias over here. So this is the opener that was popularized during King of the Desert. If you guys remember, King of the Desert 4. King of the Desert 4 last time around. And we'll see if he can make it work. This is certainly something that Licks was not expecting to see, given just far away he is, right? But we might see a villager go down over there. The reaction from Licks is swift and appropriate.
What?
And Classic Pro cannot do any damage yet, by the looks of it. There we go. We might get a villager down. He managed to get it down to half HP, but Licks a scout over here is making a big difference now that he's got into the Fuel Age, and the scout's significantly stronger compared to Classic Pros. Hey, Baila, yeah, sure, no problem. Classic Pro tries to lure the scout into the militias. See some villagers come over for the Bull player, so once he gets to the Fuel Age, we'll see a tower come up most likely. There we go, nice engagement. Licks sends out, taking the spearman down. There is still this half HP villager over there. Right for taking, but Licks gets scouts out. What Classic Pro adds for Archer Ranges. There are 2 scouts over here from Licks. Fuel Age scouts, no less. So you might be able to get a villager down over here. Let's take a look. Classic Pro's reaction is very good as well. He does end up pushing the scout away. Second TC is on the way for Licks, and the archers won't be coming out fast enough, it seems to me. That TC should be coming up anyway, and Licks with Sable. put himself in a pretty good spot. So we could potentially see for the blue player a tower come up somewhere around here, I would imagine. There we go, the archer's taking a lot of heat and it's going down, not so quick. That was very close. Now the archer should go down. The scouts over there are trying to decouple the villagers from the archer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lix will be able to take the one archer down, but we'll see more coming out from Classic Pro. Ideally, I would like to see a tower from Classic Pro, and that's a very interesting location. I would probably have expected the tower to come up on the right-hand side, but it's like, whatever. No matter where he goes for a tower over here, that will be enough to push Lix away from some of the wood section. However, there is extra wood on the back for Lix that he'll be able to collect from no matter what, so it doesn't seem like towers over here are going to do too much. On the left-hand side, this at the very least is going to give Classic Pro the possibility of continuing on the chain of towers into Lix's base if he's able to breach through the palisades and potentially go for a tower inside, close to the gold, probably around here, let's say, right? That's still going to be within range of the original tower, so they will both be protected, and this will prevent Lix from collecting from here. Now, that's not the only gold that Lix got available. He also has this gold up in the north, and if we take a look at this point of view, he doesn't really know about it yet, so this might actually be much more impactful than originally expected. Hey, Whistler, early start? For me, yes, but it's because the tournament start time was like this. Otherwise, we usually come up at about 17 GMT or so. But anyway, no towers coming out from Classic Pro at all. Lix already spotted him though, to be fair, so he could go for counter towers. If he realized Lix was going for, if he realized, sorry, Classic Pro was going for another one over here underneath the gold, right? As a matter of fact, Lix is going to go for a tower anyway. And this will prevent Classic Pro from getting a tower up himself over here, which kind of seems a little bit like a wasted opportunity to me. So far though, to be fair, the red players kind of struggled to get ahead in work account. He's got only one extra villager and a lot of extra LTC time, as he had to pull so many villagers away from work in order to defend against the push, so his economy is not being quite as efficient as it could have. Hey B, hi. You know, there used to be a viewer a couple years ago called B-Sham that used to be around my stream quite a lot. I haven't seen him since, but your name always reminds me of it. Nice tower coming out now for Classic Pro. The right hand side. Hey, our base, hi. We already have a schedule for which sets we are aiming to cover today. You can do ! schedule if you want to know which 4 sets we'll be providing coverage for, or we'll be trying to provide coverage for. Of course, that's going to be dependent on the end times and the start times for each series. But yeah, ideally we want to do Lix versus Classic Pro, into the Max versus Valas, into Miguel versus Dugal, into Doubt versus Fire. Is Mem doing the other ones? I have no idea. I chose the ones that I thought were the most compelling. So regardless of, because it's only 2 simultaneous series, no matter which one we pick, there is somebody else going to be doing that one as well. Like, there is Mem, there is Dave, there's probably Neely and Hera, you know. So it's like, whatever, we're just gonna do the ones we want. Max vs Drownstar was pretty close yesterday. I saw that they had a decider match. That was great. But yeah, now the Max is gonna be taking on Barles. That'll be interesting to see as well. On the right hand side, Classic Pro is going for a second push. He's got some archers moving over there. Wait a moment, actually, I think he sent all the archers around. That is a very long trip, man. He produced those archers from this archer range on the left-hand side. You know how long it takes for units to go around the map like this? It's not quick. I'll tell you that much. He's got the castle H on the way as well. He was probably hoping the archers were going to get there by the time he got the crossbows. Well, now he kind of gave up on the surprise factor over here, and Lix will be able to save all these villages. And so far, Lix the only player who actually managed to get a village now, but that's not the case anymore. Another village goes down here. 2 villagers. As a matter of fact, one on the left-hand side as well. From Lix. Can we do predictions? Yes! Yes, we can do predictions today, absolutely. Anytime we cast live games, we can do predictions, absolutely. So feel free to set it up. More shout out and happilies to make these proper links. Let's see if we can see another villager crumble over here from Lix. Not so much. Classicpro is just going to sit there. Just going to sit pretty. As he got to the castle age, now he could potentially go for crossbowman and balking arrow. These archers already get thumbering, so you can see they are attacking really quickly. And knights are on the way for classicpro. We saw that he went for a stable on the left-hand side. Now he's going to add a siege workshop to the mix, and he's going to add a monastery. And you know what? This might be very, very effective. Lix is going to the castle age now. He's managed to get a 13 worker lead, but that is not anywhere near as strong as the lead that humans can get when the game goes their way. And you know, it's being played properly. Here we are. Beautiful, the knight's coming in finally. Getting a skirmisher down, and so far classicpro's not really been able to do too much damage, but that might change now that he's got siege come out. Should be adding a few months into the mix over here to defend against the possibility of camels once Lix gets to the castle age, and potentially even protect the manuals against even knights if Lix wanted to go for it. After all, Lix does technically have a stronger economy compared to classicpro, so if he was to make a play for military, right, and he wanted to go for knights. By the way, guys, just a few seconds for predictions for game number 1. From what I can see, completely missed this, so I didn't do a shout out before, but oh boy, I think we're probably gonna have to restart this one. I'm not really sure. I don't think anybody went for predictions for game number 1, but yeah, we'll probably do better for game number 2. Regardless though, yeah, if Lix wanted to go for knights, for instance, he would be able to outproduce classicpro. So the camels over here look great for classicpro, plus the monks obviously will prevent Lix from doing anything with any cavalry type. And once this CC goes down from Lix, and this CC goes up from classicpro on the right hand side, the blue players should be in a position to start catching up and working count, and it shouldn't take too long. Up until this point, the gallery economy time for Lix has barely been any higher compared to classicpro, and that is saying something about classicpro's pressure over here is fantastic. He's taking the TC down, he's taking the tower down, pushing a lot of villagers away from the wood line. And yes, sir. Tower should be going down here. Oh boy, the mangonels are staying up. No problem, not even close. Incredible defense for classicpro over here for his siege. He's got everything: step lancers, camels, knights. And the monks will of course allow him to hold on against whatever cavalry Lix goes for. So now the second TC from Lix, or the original TC from Lix, is gonna be under pressure. It doesn't seem to me like he'll be able to stop it from going down. He does have a defensive siege workshop to work with. But if you take a look at this, Classic Pro's gotten some fantastic momentum, and if he plays his cards right, he should be able to clean this up. Yeah, check that out. Villagers going down over there from Licks. And that TC is under a lot of pressure. It's on already 2/3 HP only, as we see the first Magna from Licks only come out in the next few seconds. That TC is going down to half HP, and if Licks is able to get a good shot over here, might be able to get 2 Magnils for 1 or perhaps for nothing. And that is a very good reaction from Classic Pro. So he ends up taking only 1 loss. 2 losses, there we go. That was better for Licks, but now the Magnil from the red player is going down, and Classic Pro is bringing out a 4th Magnil over here. That's going to be the 2nd left for him. You know, as long as he pays attention over here and prevents Classic Pro from, or Licks rather, from sniping these Magnils freely, he should be able to get the TC down. However, he bails from there. He's going to go and try to target the Lumberjacks next. This is very interesting. You can see the Licks actually goes from having a lot of idle farmers to having a lot of idle lumberjacks. Here comes the Magnil. That's gonna be 1 for 1. Still 2 Magnils left over here for the blue player, and I believe Classic Pro should be able to convert the camels over here. He's gonna try. He should have enough faith already with some of these monks, so he's going after the camels, and he's gotten 1. He's gotten the monk from Licks as well. Should be able to get the final camel over here, and that's going to be GG from Licks right away. 27 minutes into the game, Classic Pro takes the first one. The neutral map, so-called. Well done. Let's take a look at the achievements. See a very nice KD for Classic Pro, getting about 3-to-2 KD ratio in this one. Well, for economy, a stronger economy for Classic Pro as well. It was a great game. That was fantastic aggression from Classic Pro, and not something that I thought he was gonna get away with because of how far they begin in this game, in this map, right? Society looking better for Classic Pro as well. Let's take a look at APM really quickly as well. Much better for Classic Pro, almost twice the APM compared to Licks. Well done. And you don't hear my desktop sound anymore. So just the game, hopefully. Captures, that is. You can hear the music, that's great. And the game sound okay, right? Did we manage to fix the drawing tool? No. I wanted to fix it yesterday, and I only had time to fix the audio issues because it drove me nuts that I had to hit play every time a new song, or every time a song ended. So I prioritized that one. I couldn't even make the thumbnails for today's YouTube videos. But yeah, I guess we're going to have that fixed for next weekend for sure. Licks pick migration, yes. So predictions are on right now for game number 2, guys. You can use your channel points, bones, to cast your prediction on who you think is going to win game number 2, alright? For civilizations, Licks down the south is playing with Japanese, which means he's gonna save 50% of the cost of drop-off buildings. So mining camps, lumber camps, and mills will be cheaper for them. Not so the docks though. But this is still going to allow him to get the dock up pretty quickly. It's going to be a fairly smooth start for him. And then besides that, Japanese also get 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fishing ships in the Dark, Feudal Castle, and Imperial Ages with twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor. The fishing ships are incredibly tanky for Japanese, and we have seen them be utilized in the past as a meat shield oftentimes, so it can be good. Besides that, Japanese also get stronger infantry, attacking 33% faster started in the Feudal Age, and for the team bonus, their galley line units, I believe they get 50% extra line of sight, if I'm not wrong. I think that's it for Japanese, right? Taking a look at Classic Pro, on the other hand, he's got Vikings with a discount on Navy. So this is what I was talking about earlier before the game started, about the strength of each civilization for Navy. Because Vikings get a discount on actual unit production, it's going to be a very strong save for a map like this. Well, Japanese, they will have a very effective fishing economy, which is great, but it will not be anywhere near as cheap for them to go for as many units as the Vikings will be able to go for. Besides that, the blue player will also have 20% extra HP on infantry units, free wheelbarrow and free handcart, and for the team bonus, Vikings will also have... what was the team bonus actually for the Vikings? Let's see if I can check it real quickly. Yeah, the dogs are cheaper. 15% cheaper. Let's go! Yeah, just coming up now as well. Oh, the game's paused? Wait. Classic Pro is asking for a second here. You need to remember these things? Yeah, I'm not really sure everybody else does, but I used to a lot better. That's because I stopped introducing the civilizations every game, so I remember these things. I know these things, by the way, don't worry, it's just that they do not come up to me immediately anymore, because I don't do it every time. But it would take me like 30 seconds, and I don't want to be 30 seconds on the stream like, you know? So I'll just check. But I know, don't worry. Alright, seems like the game's going. And Fuel Age is on the way for Classic Pro. He's gonna be the first player to go there. This time around, and unlike some of the previous migration generations, the players are the same distance away from each other, either by going on the left or right hand side, either by going forward through the west or through the east, right? So there is no wrong call over here for Classic Pro. If he ends up going for a few Navy units, galleys, right? Realistically, if he ends up going for a few galleys, no matter whether he goes towards the east or towards the west, he should be able to find the lakes that they're about the same time. Now that I know the Japanese team bonus by heart, because it's not useful. Oh, how dare you! It can actually be quite useful, but it's not very frequently that's the case, though. So there's that, I guess. It's kind of like what? Let's say. No, the Vietnamese is quite useful actually. Yeah, I cannot think of another example right now, but it is useful, just not every time, I guess. Inca extra trash time inside? Yeah, I think that's another one as well, right? You might end up picking a few extra vulnerable spots because of it. And that's the same over here as well. But yeah, not something you'll see everybody take advantage of every game. So, Classic Pro is going forward already. He's got 2 galleys. And Lex, he will get to the fuel age in about 30 seconds. He's got a transport ship coming up already. And this is something that we have seen usually be the case on this map. The one player prioritizes Navy production, pressure on water, and the other player prioritizes migrating over to the center. So now Lex is getting there. He's got the scout. He's got the one villager. And Classic Pro, of course, will be the first one putting pressure. Now, because of the defender's advantage, Lex might be able, or should be able, to hold on against this galley push, though. Is this a fast castle attempt? He can go up to the castle edge very soon. Yes. He's queued up a few galleys over here. That should suffice against whatever Classic Pro's got to work with over here. Just 2 galleys won't suffice against 3 fire galleys. However, he is bringing 3 additional ones, so that's going to be 5. If he plays his cards right with 5, he should be able to take care of 3 fire galleys. So Lex is going to be either forced into extra fire galleys in the future, or alternatively, he's just going to give up on water, just try to make a play for land. I think that will be a mistake though, especially now that he's got almost enough to click up to the castle edge. If he clicks up, he should start going for extra navy, and he already had 1 extra fire galley queued up. As Lix comes over here, he's got fletching already, so this is great. But oh, Classic Pro's not paying attention! Ends up losing half HP of one of these galleys for free. Yeah, and Classic Pro could not do any damage, so he missed the fish. But he's been unable to get a single Navy unit down so far. Plus, he's not near having enough resources to go up to the next stage and take a look at this. Lix is also going for a forward dock, so after he gets to the castle age, he'll go for the war galley upgrade, and he'll be able to start putting pressure. This Classic Pro is going to struggle to defend himself with fuel H units, or at the very least that should be the case. Given that the majority of the galleys are forward, he will have what it takes to take the galleys down, the fire galleys down from Lix, but he's not going to have enough units to defend himself with anymore. Second wave of units coming over the left-hand side. 3 fire galleys, or actually, sorry, standard galleys over there from Classic Pro moving over the left. Should be enough for him to start getting some picks finally on water, so that will allow him to hopefully get ahead in worker count. Hey, Rosa. Hi, hi. This could be good for Classic Pro. He will get fishing ships over here no matter what. And he might end up getting a few fire galleys. If he plays his cards right too. Extra galleys for Classic Pro. He does not seem to be paying too much attention to. And there we go. The fishing ships are going down. As now the Castle Age is here for Lix. Fantastic. War galley upgrades on the way, turning these fire galleys into fire ships. And Classic Pro only now on his way to the castle age, mind you. He is ahead by 3 workers, but this isn't really too much. Given the fact that Lix is already 1 age higher, Classic Pro should be at the very least 5 workers ahead. If this was the fuel age, that's the difference between both these players. But with the castle age being the case, Classic Pro should be 6 villagers ahead actually, and he's not. Once again though, galleys are going to be alright forward. Yeah, but on the back, I'm not really sure he's got enough. I think he does, yeah. Because he was not paying attention to the galleys he had over here. Now he's got enough to defend himself, otherwise he would definitely not have gotten enough in terms of defense. Now this is not the best in control though for Classic Pro. Ends up losing one of the galleys over there. He needs to hold on to every galley over here as long as he can, so that once he gets to the castle age, he's able to go for the war galley upgrade, and he's got an effective army to work with. An effective navy, otherwise, if he gets cleaned up, then what's the point, right? Not too much long left to wait, only about 40 seconds left. Here we go. There we are. Beautiful, there we go. He's getting bulky narrow right now. He's gonna start making a transition to longboat, so he's not even going for the war galley upgrade, interestingly enough. Well, longboats will be very effective against fire type units. So fire ships shouldn't really do too well over here anymore. Classic Pro will clean this up. Should be able to anyway. Yes, there we go. Well done. Well done. He does not take any further losses over here. So he could still potentially go into war galleys. But because Lix has been going for fire ships for the most part, longboats do make sense quite a lot. If it was war galleys versus war galleys, then yeah, sure. Or if it was war galleys from Lix, then yeah, sure, go for the war galley upgrade. But Classic Pro right now with longboats is going to be in a good position. Yeah, there we go. The fire galleys or the fire ships are not doing much of anything, and now this dock's most likely going down. Oh, is it? Does he know about the dock? He should, right? He knows about it. They're just going to ignore it. Alright. By the way, Classic Pro ended up losing most of the fission ships. He's got only one left, down from 5 that he had. It's interesting to see the fire galleys over here chase the longboats away. Honestly, it should probably be the other way around. Classic Pro's got enough units over here to take care of whatever units Licks goes for on water. But because the red player prioritized landing and migrating over to the center, he's the first player to go for a second TC. He's gotten ahead by 6 workers. Let's take a look at gather economy time to see if he's taking advantage of that. And so far, he hasn't. Classic Pro has gotten a lot of extra gather economy time than Licks has gotten so far. And this is huge. There is some extra idle TC time for Licks as well. Classic Pro should be able to try and migrate very soon as well. He's got the transport ship already at hand, and he's sending 4 villagers forward in the scout. He doesn't really have the resources to go for a TC immediately. He's gonna need to collect a little bit of extra stone. He's not done so yet. But he could potentially go for a siege workshop. He could potentially go for outpost. He could get some vision. He could get some presence. Let's take a look to see if Licks knows about this landing. He knows about the landing, yes. And he's not reacting, at the very least not yet. Duck's going down to the longboats as well. Here we are. Licks should get some knights in the middle to prevent any landing. Or anything, really. He's got 1 monk, but he's been collecting relics. And yeah, he knows. He should know about this. He's paying attention to this area right now, going for farms. And well, Classic Pro. I had to buy 100 stone because he couldn't go for like TC. Yeah, he knows that Licks is here, and Licks is reacting finally, bringing the villagers over to fight against Classic Pro's villagers. He gets 1 conversion, and we'll see a TC probably come up in between the berries and the gold over here, protected by the longboats, or elsewhere on the right-hand side. Okay, it's going to be elsewhere on the right-hand side, in between the gold and the wood. However, Licks does have vision of this as well. He will try to get another villager. The scouts here though, and the monk's going down. Nice pick from Classic Pro. Well done. The entire strat is to prevent the landing, right? Well, that should be what you transition into, but early on, water is certainly going to be very important. So I understand Licks trying to prioritize water first, and obviously you can go for one thing at a time. And now he's set in a stable, so he's going to switch focus over to getting control of the center, which is absolutely instrumental at this stage. Ideally, he wants to go for a siege workshop over here as well, especially on the hill, so that he can take advantage of it and put pressure against the TC. This would be too far for the longbows to reach into, so he should still be able to prevent Classic Pro from settling. Nice pick from Licks. Whoa, a castle right away. 11 stone miners from him. No siege workshop necessary. This castle is going to be fantastic. Alright. That is a... He goes from 0 to 1,000. Licks, that is. In order to prevent Classic Pro from settling at the center. Unfortunately for the red player though, this might come at the cost of water control. Notice, he's probably going to end up losing all docks. He's probably going to end up running out of resources over here at some point. Especially wood. Wood's going to be kind of rough for him to collect from in his main land. Once he runs out of wood, he's gonna have to transition the villagers over to gold or stone or farms, right? Otherwise, the longbows will reach into all the remaining wood lines. PLH is on the way for Licks as well, like Classic Pro. Not so much. The wood player is looking better in terms of population overall. He's got a higher military count and a higher worker count, but when Licks get into the Imperial Age earlier, with Japanese, he's going to get trebuchets, right? He could potentially start trying to get some center control with towers as well if he went for Yasama. There are going to be plenty of options for the red player can go for the siege to take down the TC and prevent Classic Pro from going for TCs or castles at the center as well. Classic Pro has been collecting stone quite a lot. So Classic Pro might be able to go for a castle very soon, but yeah, once again, Lix is going to be first to the Imperial Age. He might be able to prevent the red player or the bull player from going for that. Nice denial of the dock over here for the bull player as well. And check this out, that is a kind of like a response castle, right? You castle my TC, I'll castle yours. No gates coming up at all though! Classic Pro! Oh no! The castle's getting denied over here. That was really rough though. From the bull player. He had a very small amount of villagers to get the castle up way over here. And he should have known the Lix had vision of this. So he didn't even try to protect the villagers. And in the end, he does end up building because the amount of villagers Lix is building his own counter castle with is much larger. But yeah, now when Lix gets to the Imperial Age, that's going to prompt Classic Pro to finally click up himself. He's gotten way more than enough resources already for quite a while. But he's just not realized about it. And now he should. Now he should be going for the building. So we see a university come up. He needs to go for a monastery or a siege workshop. And it seems that Classic Pro cannot catch a break. The monks are chasing him around. The knights are chasing him around. He cannot drop a castle. And let's take a look at the vision the Lix got of the center. Just to get an idea of how much he sees. There's only one section of the island towards the southeast where Lix does not currently have vision. Classic Pro ends up getting a village down on the right hand side. Seems to me like Lix was probably trying to go for extra outposts to get full center vision. And that's another castle attempt from Classic Pro. Not working out. 2 villages get converted here. So we have 4 villages left. And still 3 knights. So 3 knights might be able to deny this. Is he waiting for the castle to be a little bit more completed? Or what is he waiting for? He's got the monks over here, so he can reset the HP of... Oh no, he's just bringing a trebuchet. Okay, I guess that makes sense. He already got the trebuchet out on the right hand side, took the TC down, he's taking the military buildings. Yeah, and Classic Pro calls it GG, so Lix took some time, but he eventually made a transition to focusing fully at the center, and that's gonna allow him to get game number 2. So both home maps from Lix are maps in which he is quite experienced, so I wouldn't doubt him. I wouldn't doubt him too much. He managed to equalize the series on the first home map, and for game number 3, I think that's going to be the home map of Classic Pro. So we'll see what we get. For the time being, let's go through the achievements. Yeah, the resources are awful. Once again, Classic Pro took so long, and he wasn't even clicking up yet. Or maybe he did click up and then he got the resources back when he gave up. But anyway, would you have a better KD for Lix? For the economy, on the other hand, we have a stronger economy for Classic Pro, which is interesting given the fact that Lix was the first player to the center, right? But it didn't really make too much of a difference in the end. Lix was able to hold on to the center control, and without access to the island, Classic Pro couldn't really do too much, so well done. And we are completely caught up. So welcome you guys everyone to game number 3, Lix Gurjaras, Classic Pro Aztecs. This is Arabia. So not necessarily a home map that's going to benefit Classic Pro too much, as this is after all the most popular map in the game anyway. Lix should have plenty of experience over here as well, and we'll see how this one turns out. Lix is probably going to want to make this one chaotic. He's probably going to want to turn this one into a different category. While Classic Pro instead, well, he's playing with Aztecs, so he knows what to go for over here. It's going to be a play for archers in the village, eagles in the castle age. Very standard stuff from Aztecs, from American civilizations in general as well, and it could be really good. Lix especially, given the fact that he doesn't really have the strongest cavalry, for the most part just revenge riders. Will not really do too much of anything against eagles. So I'm not too sure about Lix's civilization choice over here. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if the extra food over here ends up paying off or not. He already garrisoned all 8 geese. He's collecting from the boars. He's going to collect from the berries. And it's going to take some time for the geese to pay off. We just started a Lix civilization. Well, I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for a great set because of it. Dark Age bonus isn't quite as strong with this setting. Yeah. I believe we already begin on 9 villagers, right? On all these maps, yes. That's one of the things that I do like from the tournament quite a lot. Something borrowed from Deep Waters Gaming, which is great. Deep Waters, man. They seem to have gone into a hiatus or something. I took a look at their YouTube page yesterday for the first time in like a year, and their last video is from 9 months ago. So it seems like it's not much of a thing anymore. Alright, Fuel is coming up for both these players. Lix managed to click up significantly earlier. Predictions are on for game number 3. Thank you, Arbase. So you can use your bones to bet on who you think is going to win this one. Whoever takes this game, obviously, will go into game number 4 in a very good position. So make sure to make your predictions. There we are. PLH is here ready for Lix, and so far, Classic Pro, it's the second time that we see him go for the 2 militia push.
Namaste.
And it doesn't really work out for him too well.
Agya tayyar. Haan. Namaste.
Archer range is coming up for Lix as well. This is very interesting. This is what I was expected to see from Classic Pro. So Classic Pro gets to the Fuel Age, he's got a villager forward, and he's going for the Archer range. Or he's got a villager in front of his base, and he's going for the Archer range. But he did go for 4 militias. Now going for the Manatana's upgrade. One thing that I do like from Classic Pro with this militia push, though, is that he should be able to take the mill down and potentially prevent Lix from taking further food from the geese. There we are, we have the Manatana's upgrade. Palisades get reinforced by Lix.
Haan. Tayyar. Agya.
There we are. Good defense for Lix. The archers, not great in numbers, but should be enough to push the Minotaurs away. But he's gotta pay attention. Do not let the MTA close the gap. Yeah. There we go. And the archers from Classic Pro, they should be coming forward. They are. There we go. But with the defender's advantage, Lix should be able to hold on over here just fine. Still about 2 minutes or so left, I think, for the prediction, so be sure to participate, guys. There we go. Beautiful.
हाँ.
Minotaurs. They are getting pushed away. Finally, it took a little bit longer than I thought, but Lex has been able to ward off the aggression from Classic Pro now. He stabilized. He did end up getting affected though. You can take a look at the worker economy, the worker efficiency, sorry, in the last minute is significantly lower for Lex. And if we take a look at gather economy time, it's significantly higher for Classic Pro. Something the Aztecs get, which is fantastic for their economy, is the fact that villagers can carry 3 extra resources per trip for free without having to go for wheelbarrow. So that means that you will be getting ahead by default. And then with all the pressure that Classic Pro's been able to put so far, it's actually going to be more so the case. We'll see a villager go down over here though. Yes, sir. That is first Eco Blood. After Lex has managed to kill so many military units, he ends up taking the first Eco Laws. Make that 2 villagers down. Are you dropping frames? Let me take a look. Nope. No, we are not. No, we are not dropping frames at all. And bitrate seems to be just fine as well, so it doesn't seem like we are... we shouldn't really have any buffering issues or anything. Like, the stream should be going plenty smooth right now. According to OBS, that is. Nice villager pick. That's gonna be the 3rd villager going down from Lex. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have a counter-strike though. With 1 villager going down, 2 villagers dead already from Classic Pro extremely quickly. To Lex's army. We might see more villagers going down over there. Classic Pro's reaction is non-existent. What is going on? Oh, that's another villager dead. And another one. Oh man, this is awful. And another one. This is what is going on? What is Classic Pro not reacting over here at all? He's not even trying to fight with the villagers. Okay, now he is, but this is not obviously not going to really work. He needs to get the skirmishers over here. So that's another villager going down. So far, 7 kills from Lex, only 4 kills from Classic Pro. That's gonna be another kill, against Classic Pro's villagers. And then on the right hand side, well, Classic Pro is gonna start putting pressure on 2 fronts, right? So he split his army. He's got some archers on the left. He might be able to get some villagers down over here, and he will get one. If he plays his cards right, might be able to get the skirmisher down over there as well. And he's got 4 archers against a single skirmisher. He could definitely have taken the engagement over here, but he's not doing so. So it's not the best. And then on the right hand side, he gets pushed away. And Hovercraft, thank you so much for the resub. 14 months. A long time to support somebody. Hovercraft, thank you so much for the extended support. It's very much appreciated. Welcome back to the club. And you know what? At the very least, Lex ended up getting pushed away from Classic Pro's economy. But at this point in time, he is still ahead in worker count. We have about the same idle TC time for both these guys. It seems like Classic Pro might be able to click up to the Castle H a little bit earlier. He's utilizing the market quite heavily, while Lex has got a market over here. He could definitely go up faster to, not faster than Classic Pro, but he could definitely quicken the Castle H by using the market. But yeah, for the time being, Classic Pro is definitely the fastest one. That is a lot of gold for Lex, yes. He can buy some food, and he's doing so now. There we go. Castle Age is on the way now for both players, but Classic Pro's got a significant edge to it. What did I say? Archers in the Fuel Age, Eagles in the Castle Age. There's not a hard prediction to make with American civilization, especially with this matchup, when Gujaras are kind of lacking on the cavalry department, right? Against Eagles. So we do have 2 barracks, and the 3rd barracks is coming out for Classic Pro. So we'll see Eagle Warriors come up once he gets to the Castle Age. For the time being, they're just trying to queue the Eagle Scouts. Beautiful. 20 seconds and Classic Pro will be able to go for Eagle Warriors. He's got 2 Eagle Scouts only. He already has scale mail armor, so once he gets chain mail armor, these Eagles will be so much stronger. And Lix does have a second stable on the way, so it will be Shrivansh Riders. But yeah, I don't think that's going to suffice. He's got Bloodlines, he's got Scale Barded Armor coming out right now, but Classic Pro's got the Eagle Warriors on the way. He already has 7 Eagle Scouts. 8. And to be honest, even without chain mail armor, these can be extremely annoying as they can go underneath the tower, for instance, keep this idle, keep this idle. I think with scale mail armor, that's going to be strong enough for him to withstand tower fire. Not so much fully garrison TC. But I'm very sure we're going to see chainmail armor come up very soon anyway. And well, the pressure's coming up already, and he's diving right underneath the towers here, getting villagers. There's not enough garrison space over here in the towers for all the villagers, so these eagles will end up getting a few extra veils, and that is another pick and another pick, and 3 villagers going down underneath the tower over there. Could have been a 4th one, but he didn't quite commit to it. He's bailing. He cannot really, of course, just be around the towers forever. But this is looking good for Classic Pro. He's got a siege workshop. Monastery is coming up. The one thing that I think I would like to see in this series, if Classic Pro, well, I mean, the one good thing that I'll be able to get out of this for Lex if Classic Pro was to win game number 3 is that he will be able to utilize the second Homa for game number 4. Migration, that is, right? So that should, at the very least, favor Lex. And if Classic Pro wins game number 3, I think we have pretty good chances of getting a full set. Nice relic pick. David streamer running? It's not going too well. Oh boy. We won't really be casting running set, by the way. You can do exclamation mark schedule to see which sets we are going to cover today. Or at the very least the one that we are aiming to cover. Oh, then that at Dave's. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. I misread you. Second TC coming out for Lix in Classic Pro. Yeah, he's got still a lot of military units over here to work with. Eagle Warriors should suffice against Shrivansh Riders. That was not the best defense though.
Okay.
A lot of extra eagles coming in for Classic Pro. Definitely would like for him to produce a little bit more heavily. Given that he's got 3 barracks, he's been kind of struggling to keep production going. Extra DC on the way. This should be getting denied. Please, come on. There we go. He realizes now. DC will get denied. That was so close though. He almost completely misses the train. Here we are. Nice. Right hand side. Here comes the counter raid though from Classic Pro. His push is so much stronger compared to what Lex's push was looking like. On the left hand side, still missing chain mail armor though. Why is Classic Pro not going for it? Going underneath the next TC. This will not result in anything good for the Eagles. Not without a +2. It's going to the Lumberjacks. The quick wall's coming in from Lix. Connect just in time. Classic Pro does not seem to be able to do too much damage over here, despite having a good amount of Eagle Warriors. They'll finally get the second TC out, by the way. Nice. No +2 for Classic Pro still. It's kind of worrying at this stage. You would imagine he should have been able to go for it already. Does he have a lot of extra Eagle Warriors? Not really. How many do we have over here? So he's got 14. And then the rest are back home. He's got 26 right now, so he's got 12. Elsewhere. Gas is coming up, and Lex is gonna be able to hold on over here just fine. So Classic Pro is definitely taking a lot longer over here to get more damage done than I thought he was going to. I thought with Aztecs, Classic Pro should surely be able to suppress Lex in the castle age fairly early on, but it's been a good defense for Lex. It's not been quite as strong of a push from Classic Pro as I think he could have gone for. And yeah, now that Lex has gotten the castle over there, it's going to make it harder for Classic Pro to put pressure around the gold, around the stone over here, around the farms, right? And it seems like the only exposed area, somewhat exposed area for Lex will be on the right hand side over here, mainly because he's just got the 1 TC. But until Classic Pro gets a significantly larger amount of Eagle Warriors over here, he gets chainmail armor, he won't really be able to target the TC anyway either. So it seems like Lex is in a good spot. He's gonna start pumping some chakram throwers now as well, which will fend off the Eagles just fine. And Classic Pro finally starts gearing up production, or at the very least for the time being. I don't know if this is something he's going to stick to, especially given that he seems to be saving resources towards going up to the Imperial Age. He's got the buildings already. He's collecting stone quite heavily as well, so we could see him go for a forward castle and try to click out to the Imperial Age, but he ends up spending everything. So it might not be that he's saving resources for the Imperial Age anymore at all. He's got Bakin Arrow coming up. Bakin Arrow! Why would he go for Bakin Arrow? He lost the archer units that he had left. He's gonna start going for... he's gonna start going for crossbows to defend against the chakram throwers, I guess. University on the way so he can get ballistics. Okay. So defensive crossbows and offensive eagles. Not too many right now, but he will, in the end, click out to the Imperial Age by the looks of it. This is a beautiful position for Lex. This is about the third time I think that he strikes the left-hand side, and Classic Pro every time is kind of exposed over there, will end up taking a few villager losses. Interestingly enough, Classic Pro is still ahead though in worker count, despite the fact that he's been getting raided time and time again. Yeah, 20 to 13 Eco KD favoring Lex would probably make you believe he should be ahead in worker count, but that is not the case, and Classic Pro will be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. Alex is going for wheelbarrow as well. Gaspro should get a castle forward ASAP and then go in. I would probably prefer for him to click up to him first and then go for the castle. Not to prompt Lex into rushing the Imperial Age himself earlier than necessary. As long as he gets to the Imperial Age and he's got a castle up by the time he gets there and he's able to go for traps, that should put Classic Pro in a good spot. So he's gonna have enough resources to click up very soon. And there we go, chainmail armor is finally here! Classic Pro's counter push is looking finally strong enough that he won't really take issue on the TC over here targeting the Eagles. He will only try to stay away from the chakram throwers, but then everything else is going to be insufficient from Lex. So there we go, Imperial Age is on the way from Classic Pro. And it's looking very good for the bull player. He might end up getting game number 3 over here if he plays his cards right. He already got a castle up. And very soon he's going to have enough resources to go for a second castle. So he could potentially go for 2 trebuchets at a time. If he goes for the castle fast enough. For the time being, it seems like it's just going to be the 1 castle he gets once he gets to the Imperial Age. But should be enough for him to still suppress Lex by taking the castle down, going after the TCs, and when the Eagles should be able to take care of everything else. Right now, that is not the best engagement for Classic Pro. It's up losing all the monks without a single conversion. Over the castle here, the Eagles. Classic Pro will be able to defend it anyway in the end. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Lex will have enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age anytime soon, despite the fact that he's got 1 extra TC compared to Classic Pro. Lex is not looking the best. Hey, Phase Null. That's a good. He's looking great. He's got extra archer ranges coming up forward, so he'll be able to go for Arbalesters. And he's not really going for Eagle Warriors anymore. To be honest, given the fact there is only one castle for Lix to produce Chakram Throwers with, I don't think Classic Pro needed to switch away from Eagles necessarily, because numbers were still going to be better, but yeah, it's fine for him to go for Arbalesters until he can get the castle down, I guess. And second castle on the way for Classic Pro. There we are. Trebuchet on the way for Classic Pro as well in Lix. Oh man, noticing Classic Pro gets to the Imperial Age is certainly going to send shivers down Lix's spine. And not in the pleasant way. It's gotta be a spooky message to read in the log. Chemistry's on the way, embrace it as well for Classic Pro. And you know what, Aztecs, they do get pretty decent Arbalesters. They don't get Ring Archer Armor, but everything else they do get. Actually, they do not get Ring Archer Armor, they do not get Thumb Ring, but everything else they do get. So Bracer, Chemistry, Arbalester right there. They're still going to take units down. So it's not a bad unit. Especially when your opponent's still kind of stuck in the castle age. Yeah, nice push. And where's the trap? Trap is moving forward. He's got another trebuchet coming out from the forward castle. And did you notice this, by the way? Classic Pro's got all 5 relics, which means his gold income is fantastic. Even if he does not get any gold miners. Even if he got pushed away from all the golds, that is, he would still have pretty decent gold income. That's going to be worth about 7 relics or so. Nice raid. From Lix shouldn't really do too much. Classic Pro is taking his sweet time to take the defenses, to break the defenses down from Lix, right? So he's got him 1 tower. There's another tower over here for him to take. PC's over here as well. Yeah, good defense over here for Classic Pro as well. Doesn't seem like Lix will be able to get too much damage done anymore. There's only a few Chakram Throwers going down to the crosses very soon. And now that the... Okay. Wait, where are the archers? Where are the archers for? We saw the archer ranges. Where are the units? He's bringing the archers. No Arbalester upgrade yet for Classic Pro as well. Interesting. A lot of his economy is idle currently. But Lix calls it GG anyway. This is interesting because Classic Pro hadn't really broken Lix's defenses down yet. But still, Lix was in a good enough position to prompt the GG out of Lix, which means we have a 2-1 series over here favoring Classic Pro, and we'll take a look at what we get next. For military, fantastic AD for Lix ends up getting a very close to 5 to 4 KD ratio, while for economy we see that Classic Pro is also ahead in resources by quite a lot. So even though the KD was better for Lix, the economy was so much stronger for Classic Pro that it did not matter. He was able to just offset for the kind of poor KD ratio by just going for extra units with the extra resources he got. And even though towards the end of the game, Lix was able to kind of catch up in work account, he was on the back foot still when you take into account how much of a lead we had in village account for Classic Pro for how much longer in the game. You can take a look at over there, probably 40% of the game towards the end of the game. Classic Pro was ahead in work account, probably more like 50%. And welcome everyone then to game number 4. NOMAD as Lix's home map. We do have Spanish for Classic Pro, understandably, so he will have Persians available for 4 lakes. And Lix is making use of Malians, which means he's going to have Huns available for 4 lakes. There's a game pause though. I'm really sure this is related to lag, perhaps. Let me check.
Yes.
Oh, okay, there we go. Continue. Beautiful. So what do you get for these civilizations? Lakes with Malians. We'll have a discount, a 15% discount, wood discount on all the buildings, if I'm not mistaken. Which is great. He gets 30% longer lasting golds. In addition to that, barracks units will get extra pierce armor per age, starting in the fuel age, for free. And that's besides blacksmith upgrades. While the Spanish instead, they do not have to pay any gold for upgrades. For blacksmith upgrades, they get 30% faster working builders. Right? In addition to 18% faster attacking gunpowder units, and then the team bonus is actually going to be for teams for Spanish. It seems like this is coming forward already. He's gonna try and get an outpost over here. So he sees through the fog of war that many of the deer are dead around this area, so he's probably expecting Classic Pro to be around there somewhere. Mine is a very interesting pick against Spanish. Yeah, then he had Hans as well available. But now that he's gone for Malians over here, we're gonna have Hans available for 4 lakes for game number 5, 4 lakes if we do get a 5th game. And Classic Pro using Spanish over here is going to have Persians left for game 5 for 4 lakes. Obviously there are other civilizations available for both these players, but I think those are the ones that make the most sense given the 5th map. Oh! Okay, there we go. That was almost an oopsie daisies over there from Lakes. Yeah, right now, pretty uneventful. Kind of neck and neck. Classic Pro is ahead by 1 extra villager. Not really, actually. This is interesting. With Spanish, he should have gotten ahead by 1 villager, but he hasn't. Here we go. Meanwhile, we have 4 layers of stone walls for running. Oh, how is the ACC Ember's running going? Position looks perfect for Spanish. You know what? Classic Pros managed to get control of this area. If he does end up, and it is going to be a fast castle drop, he's already collecting stone, and that's a beautiful mining camp. Oh man, that's gotta be so satisfying. Lace is going to get an outpost over here. That doesn't really do too much of anything. Unless Lace is able to go for a house over here or something to prevent a potential castle placement over there. Actually, you know what? I don't think that does much of anything, right? Because Classic Pro could still delete the houses over here and go for the castle further forward. Let me take a look to see if Classic Pro knows where Lix is. Yeah, he knows where Lix is. Oh, and that is why it took longer for Classic Pro to get the TC up than expected, because he actually ran into the TC from Lix when TC was building it still. That means that Classic Pro was not building the TC with all 3 villagers, sorry. So that is why he took a little bit longer to get it up. We didn't really see it because we jumped into the game like a minute into it and it just fast forwarded until the TCs were already up, but that makes sense. Okay, anyway. Lix gets to the village. He's gonna try and drop a tower forward where there's a gold and the stone over here. Classic Pro to collect. Yeah, Lix knows about it, so he's gonna try and push Classic Pro away from it. And this tower should have enough range to push villagers away from the gold for sure and from most of the stone. It's still possible for Classic Pro to collect stone from the right hand side, but with fletching, Lix will be able to completely deny the stone over here as well. So now it's going to be Classic Pro's time to try and find some extra resources elsewhere. And he knows about the stone on the right hand side, so he can go over there. What is he going to get to go up to the castle age? Well, he doesn't really have the gold currently, so... Oh yeah, you know what? The gold is a big issue. The only gold that's available for Classic Pro, besides the one he was collecting from, is all the way up in the north, and he might actually not really know about it. So he knows about the stone. He knows about the gold. He can see the one tile, but it's so far away. It's going to be very much exposed. Felix missed a fish with the scout and fishing ship. Seems like he might have missed it. Beautiful extra tower, by the way, for Lix. This one is going to get counter tower by Classic Pro, so we have a beautiful answer over there. And Lix is just trying to deny resources as much as he can. Classic Pro will still be able to collect stone over here. He's kind of forced into a tower though, so that Lix does not go for a tower over here himself. But yeah, no gold access for Classic Pro at all, so the only way for him to go up to the castle age right now will be to collect stone, go for a market, sell some of the stone, balance his economy like that, and then click out, right? But without access to gold, without actual access to gold, he wouldn't be able to go for conquistadors anyway, so this is actually a really good position for Lix. And this is how you play this map. Lix is just a master at playing these games. Nomad, you know, Bedouins, that kind of stuff. Migration, he did a really good job as well. And Classic Pro is definitely on the back foot. Tower will go down though, in the end for Lix. There we go. But he's got the scouts. So he's using the tower as an entryway to target the villagers from Classic Pro. Wow! He got a little bit greedy over here though, because if he focused on one villager at a time, he would have been able to get at the very least two, I think. He tried to target several villagers simultaneously, so now these scouts are taking a lot of heat. And no villagers have gone down, but that's still much better for Lix compared to Classic Pro. He ends up getting two villagers down over here from Classic Pro as well with his own builds. He loses one. But so far, 3-1 KD favoring Lix. And it seems like he still does not really know where the fishing ship are, as the fishing ship already ran out of deep fish over here. Classic Pro's got the fishing ships on the left hand side, and Lix will start targeting those units very soon as well. So it seems like Classic Pro is on the back foot and with no easy way out of this one. Let's collect the stone. Targeting the tower from Lix. Meanwhile, see a lot of pressure from Lix on land. We see a lot of pressure from Lix on water. Now Classic Pro is going to start losing these fishing ships, and he doesn't have a single Navy unit coming up at all. So everything's looking great for the red player. And honestly, wouldn't be surprised to see Classic Pro call the GG before even clicking up to the castle age. But he is kind of close, and he has found an extra source of stone. So if he can get a castle, if he can get a market, should be on his way to the castle age very soon. He's got already a surplus of food, so he doesn't even need to sell the stone, right? And should be able to click out. So he does have the market over here coming out, but Lix definitely ahead still. And once again, especially as Classic Pro does not have proper access to gold. So even if he gets to the castle age, even if he gets a castle up, won't really be able to start going for conquistadors. He could go for the castle close to this stone and this gold, right? And destroy the tower, for instance, and then he would get access to gold, but that would delay his production so much that Lix would probably have enough resources to click out to the castle age, and he would probably be getting to the castle age by that point anyway. Yeah, Lix has done a really good job. He's got another tower coming up to push these villages away from wood. Again, the broken wood line from Classic Pro. G.
Servidora. Presta. ¿Sí? Servidora.
Oh. Okay,
Presta.
there we go. Casper realizes about the tower from Lix early on and is able to react to this on time. But this is a lot of resources he spent, and Lix has basically gotten what he wanted to get out of Classic Pro, which is delaying the castle, right? It's a lot of defensive towers that Classic Pro has had to go for. Lix is an artist. The Nomad Madman. Archer range on the way now for Lix. Yeah, and check it out. He'll be on his way to the castle edge before Classic Pro even hits it himself. So it's not too bad for Lix, especially given he's got an 18 worker lead. Between the extra fishing ships and the extra villagers, Lix is still in a pretty good spot, and Classic Pro still does not have enough to go for the castle. He will have enough very soon though. And he's notice how he's trying to free some space to get the castle up over here, and Lix is going for a house. But that's not going to be enough to prevent the castle from coming up. Probably should have gone for a gate. This is not the best location for the castle, and this is certainly not what I think Classic Pro was kind of shooting for. I think he probably would have wanted to get the castle up where the house is instead, so he would have been able to target the TC from Lix. But this at the very least will free the gold and will free the stone. Temporarily anyway. The castle's got enough range to put the tower down, but does not have enough range to prevent Lix from going for another tower on the left hand side further away and still deny the goal. So it's still not the best position for Classic, but definitely would have liked for him to go for the castle a little bit further forward. Maybe try to send all these villagers to take the tower down and then go for the castle over here. Conquistador's coming out now for Classic Pro. He could go for the gold once again. He does not need to bank on stone and selling it, right? He's just not sending villagers right now. And 10 seconds only from now, Lix will be in the castle edge himself.
¿Sí?
Not the best economy for Classic Pro, by the way. One villager goes down for Lix. There's a lot of catching up for Classic Pro to do. He's still behind by 15 workers. Oh, this would have been a really, really nice spotting from Classic Pro. I don't think he knew though. Nah. More conks coming out for Classic Pro. Still no gold miners though. What's going on? He's just banking on selling the stone. This is not very effective anymore. He already has the mining camp. Just send the villagers. He's ahead with 5 conquistadors to 0. Well, yeah, Alex cannot go for conks, but he did have archers. He's got the crossman upgrade now, and he's going for extra. He's got a monastery on the way as well, so monks will be good. I remember a few years ago when monks were kind of unthinkable against conquistadors, and now they are just kind of the meta. Alright, well, not necessarily the only way to go for it, but they are just meta, right? One of the most effective tactics available. Let's see another villager go down. There's a nice pick from Lix from Classic Pro. Sorry, still behind by 15 workers. Good unit control. You gotta give that to Classic Pro though. Unit control's been pretty good for him. Not so much down the south though. He loses one villager to the tower by being idle. Hey, salty guy. Hi. Welcome. Proudly salty guy. Welcome back. We're doing alright. Yeah, only one tile over here. It's time for Classic Pro to finally start taking the goal once again. There we go. There we go. There we go. Nice. That is a lot of conquistadors over here, though. So the potential for a comeback is real for Classic Pro. It's just that there is a lot of catching up still left to do. Would definitely like to see some siege come up right now for Classic Pro as well, to potentially start taking the TCs down. Now this is great though. He denies the monastery. He's been able to prevent this one from coming up at 97%. This makes a huge difference because with monks out, the conquistadors wouldn't be quite as strong. And now, by preventing the monks from coming up, he's been able to mass a good amount of conquistadors. So even if we had the monastery come up and some monks start to come out, the conquistador count over here is large enough. The Classic Pro might not be directly counted by a few monks anymore. So this is good. This is good. And Lix is getting a lot of idle villager time. Let's take a look at the gather economy time so far. Looking better for Lix by quite a lot. 2 extra gather economy time. 2 extra hours gather economy time so far, but might not be the case for very long. It's escalating. Need more monks to catch up. Yeah. So Classic Pro is onto something over here, yes. Lix still definitely has the lead, but might not be the case for much longer. A castle drop is coming from Classic Pro. This is a huge one. This is the castle position he wanted to get originally. But this one, he'll target the TC. He'll target the towers. If he gets Balkan Arrow, he'll be able to target this tower on the left-hand side, and that's going to leave so much economy exposed from Lix over here that is ridiculous. This is really good for Classic Pro. He's finally getting in a good spot, but once again, there is still a lead for Lix over here. But Classic Pro's got momentum, so if he can keep this up, he should be able to come back into this game. Shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be impossible. Fantastic. He finally finishes building the monastery. Extra archer range. We have a market on the way. Lix gonna try to balance his economy. It's not looking pretty right now. And interesting to see that Classic Pro is targeting the TCs first. The TC first. But it makes sense. The tower can only garrison 5 each, right? So that's going to be 10 villages. He can garrison both those towers, while the TC is going to represent the 15 garrisoning building. Regardless, extra villages going down from Lix. Is still ahead by 20 workers, so he's gone further ahead in his villager lead in Classic Pro. He does not have quite as many conquistadors anymore. He's got just a 1 foot worker, and he's just banking on market. Just banking on the market to keep his production going, and this is not great. This is not great. He's using, man. I think he messed up his economy. Why is he not collecting food? I think he might have messed up his economy. I don't think he's actually banking on this to make this one work, right? He's got enough villagers, just send some to food. He doesn't need to tank his economy like this. If you take a look at the prices, it's not too good. He's selling stone and he's buying food for very unfavorable prices, so you can just balance his economy and he would be fine anyway. He would still be able to produce from both the castles. There's a castle on the way now for Classic Pro. Love to see it. PC has gone down. The tower has gone down. This guard tower is not really doing much of anything. This castle is not in the best position, mind you, though. And Classic Pro will end up losing a few villages over here. So I love to see the push, but it seems like Lee's been able to hold on just fine. He had to migrate quite a bit, but he's still on 3 TCs. He's going into stone quite heavily, so very soon he'll be able to go for his own castle. And that means by the time Classic Pro gets or tries to go for a 4th castle, if he ever tries to go for one, if he tries to go for a 4th castle forward, then Lix will be able to counter castle him. It's gonna be a long day of casting? It could be. It's 100% possible that we'll get 4 full sets, of course, but We'll see. Does anybody know how is running versus ACCM, by the way? Does anybody know if Mem is going to choose which series to jump into after the series is over on his stream, the one that he was casting, or is going to wait for both sets to be over before jumping into the next one? Workshop on the way for licks. Nice. I want to know because we already have a schedule kind of planned, right? Let's take a look at this. Oh, who's going to get first to the castle? That was so close! Licks denies the castle from Classic Pro, and Classic Pro is already so far behind the work account. Once again, I really don't get why he decided to commit to full stone and gold mining and just using the market. Now he's hurting so much. He calls it GG. Yes, I mean, what do you do with this economy? You cannot really do too much. So Licks, the mastermind, the NOMAD mastermind over here, shows us how it's done. Over twice the population, takes game number 4 and gets us a full series. So yeah. They're in game 3, Oasis, Stonewalls, and castles everywhere. Oh boy. Well played! Well played! Licks comes out on top over here. Let's take a look at the achievements. For military then, we get a very close to 4 to 3 KD ratio for Licks, so he gets the better KD, he gets the better economy, collecting a lot of extra resources, over 50% extra resources compared to Classic Pro's collection. For society, we'll see also a higher villager max count over here for Licks, collecting, or actually getting, in the end for the villager max count over here, about 27 extra villagers compared to Classic Pro. Well done, APM. Looking better for the blue player, but did not make much of a difference in this one. But for the time being, game number 5 is here, so let's focus on this one. And yeah, let's go on to the side. Who moves on then to the main event? There's only one qualifier event for Warlords, so there is no extra weekend over here. This is do or die. And with the 2-2 series over here, there's probably no better, yeah, possible series for us, right? Light a candle. That's an Irish thing, but maybe it's worth a go at this stage. An Irish, it's not like a gypsy thing. I'm not really sure if the gypsies and I think they are different people, right? I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with the cultural nuances from that region. Do let me know though. Here in Argentina, we do that traditionally as well. But my lord, man, you shouldn't have to. I send the freaking receipts for everything and they still do not want to acknowledge that I got them legitimately, so I don't know, man. It's so rough. Let's see. We see a villager go down over there. That would have been a villager dead already if Classic Pro committed to it. I think he wasn't really sure where the TC was, right? Yeah, he didn't know where the TC was, so he was being careful. Otherwise, he would have been able to get the villager. Oh man, that's a little bit unfortunate for the blue player for sure. You're doing exams or you're driving test or oh, your mom or granny lights a candle, right? Yeah, we do some of that here in Argentina as well. Get a big candle. Yeah, man. I don't know. The thing that scares me the most is that I have read so many stories of people actually providing the billing statement that Amazon asks you for, and still Amazon closes their account and they lose their money because you have your money in your gift balance, in your gift card balance. You lose it. right? Like I already paid, I already spent the money in the gift cards. I redeemed them. They are my Amazon account. So if they end up deciding, okay, yeah, your billing statement is not good enough, and they close my account, well, rip. That's all of a sudden $225 down the drain, and obviously I'm not going to ask anybody to donate anymore because you already held on to your end of the bargain, right? I am supposed to get this somehow. So I don't know. I would have to do some freelance work, overtime perhaps. I don't know. Anyway. You do the same in Argentina? The candle thing? Yeah. They do. Traditionally. Not something you see people do nowadays, but it happens. Get a lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer is probably going to be so much more expensive than just buying a new interface. Where says John? It says John a lawyer. There we go. Nice pick over here. Classic Pro gets the first blob in the game. These players make their way into the village. By the way, guys, game number 5's got the predictions open right now. You have about 4 minutes left for the predictions, right? It's open still. Here we are. He's signed to become one. Yeah, what is the rate for a lawyer? Isn't it like $1,000 an hour or something? Well, probably a cheaper one would be a lot cheaper, but I don't know. I don't think it doesn't seem like a very doable thing to try and take on Amazon. Anyway. Nice sneaky dock over here. It's not sneaky anymore as Lix's dock is getting spotted by Classic Pro. But he will get the dock up over here. At the very least, that should be the case, right? If he's paying attention, he should be able to get the walls up. Yes. So he's going to get the dock up over here. However, Classic Pro should be the first one to get the Navy out as he already spotted the dock. It's taking some time for Lix to be able to queue some Navy. And already we have the first fire galley come out for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Lix is completely safe. There are no openings over here, and Classic Pro did go for a few scouts, but couldn't really do much of anything in terms of sneaking in. Then up in the north, Lix got a dock over here as well, so he could potentially get full fishing. And Classic Pro actually sent a villager up in the north and a villager down south, so we have a dock coming down south for Classic Pro, and a dock will be coming up for Classic Pro up in the north as well. Beautiful. Demolition raft on the way for Lix, and Classic Pro's going for extra fire galleys. Up in the north, it seems like Lix... Does he know about this? He doesn't really know. He's going for a fire galley just in case because he doesn't really have vision, so he doesn't know if Classic Pro is already here. And Classic Pro should do the same, but he knows about the dock from Lix, so he definitely needs to go for a fire galley over here, and he will. So let's take a look. This could be really good for Lix if he gets a good demo shot over here, and I think he might be able to. He can come back for sure. Here we go. Third fire galleys coming out. Lix wants to wait until he's got enough fire galleys to engage over here, but it doesn't seem like it would be the best for him. And that is a good reaction from Classic Pro though. He ends up splitting just as he notices Lix out garrison the fire galleys over here. So it was good from Lix to try and bait these fires together so that he would be able to land a better shot. But in the end, he wasn't able to make it work, so now it's going to be 3 versus 1 fire galley. There's a demolition raft coming up over here. This could be very good as he's going to target the villager as well, and that's gonna be a big shot. The villager takes a lot of hit, and now the villager goes down from Lix. He cannot repair anymore. It's going to be 2 versus 1 Fire Galley. However, the HP is favoring Lix still. classicpro is going to try to survive over here, but he won't be able to. The Fire Galley deals damage faster than the villager can repair for over here. And especially if classicpro is not targeting Lix, obviously he's going to get clapped. So now he's going for another Fire Galley, and he will try to suppress Lix. And he should be able to do so. If he pays attention over here, he's gotta pull this fishing ship away. He won't, so he's going to lose it. Yes, that's a little bit too late for him to pull it away, but he does end up getting water control. At the very least, that seems like it's the case. Demolition Raft is coming up for the red player over here very soon. We'll take a look at it to see if he can land a good shot against the villager. Not quite. He's going after the fishing ships, and that is a good demo shot though. So that's 3 fishing ships down so far from classicpro to Lix's units, and now the castle is going to be on the way for both these guys. We're getting very close to having enough resources for both. In the end, it seems like classicpro is going to end up securing 2 pawns with the left hand side ones, and Lix on the other hand is going to have the right hand side one, and it seems like classicpro is actually going to even get control of the north pawn too, so that can be really good, and that is a great demo shot for Lix. Only 1 fishing ship left for classicpro. He's had enough resources to go up to the castle age for a while. He's been struggling to get the buildings up though, but now that the blacksmith's coming up, he should be on his way, and Lix has classicpro beat to the castle age though. However, with 3 pawns, classicpro should be able to start getting ahead in economy significantly so. So what to expect in the castle age? Well, knights, of course, potentially camels. While Lix with Hans is going to go either for knights himself, or he's going to go for cavalry archers. Against Persians, it seems like cavalry archers should be the play, because otherwise you'll just get countered by camels. However, knights from Persians, Nightline units from Persians will have 2 bonus damage against archer type units, so even against cavalry archers they are going to be strong if they manage to get a good engagement, if they manage to surround the units. So yeah. Both these players going up, yes. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh, I just see now, by the way, the screenshot that you sent over with the wood cutting over there. Interesting. How did that end up, by the way? Yeah, and he cannot keep up with knights himself as well, so it's going to be, I mean, he did get to the castle age a little bit earlier, but it's a very small lead, so he probably would have been able to just get like 1 extra knight, 2 extra knights, but it is going to be cavalry archers. This is historically what we have seen Hans do against Persians as well. So yeah, they're still going. So the onager cut did not work. Did it do anything? My lord. How long has that game been going for, by the way? Here we are. Lix does end up contesting the north pawn again, but he will get control of that one, and that's only going to allow him to equalize, right? Because classicpro already has control of the left and south, or the left and bottom pawns, so it's going to be 2 and 2. At this point in time, classicpro is looking very good though. He does have a few extra workers. He does have a little bit of a stronger military, although that might not be the case for much longer. We'll see. Lix right now is not the best. You do not really want to fight the knights point blank range. And classicpro could have gotten the cavalry archer down over there, but he ended up bailing. The knight over here does not have enough HP to even fight against villagers anymore. Oh, and classicpro is trying to come back up in the north as well, and both players, there's just so much to keep up with. There's land pressure. There is water pressure. Extra TC's coming up for Lix right now, which means he won't really be able to keep production going from all 3 archer ranges if he goes for extra economy over here. So this could provide a great opportunity for Classic Pro to start pulling a lead in military. Right now, though, I think he's producing from a single stable. Does he have just the one stable, though? No, he's got more than one. He's got 2 stables, as a matter of fact. But he does have a second TC coming up himself, so both players are going for economy as well. Much more so compared to military. As a matter of fact, Classic Pro seems like he's gonna play defensive here. Interesting. Is he gonna try to make a play for the Imperial Age then? I thought he was playing defensive because he was going for villagers, fishing ships, and scorpions, right? So he was going to pull a stronger villager lead. But now we see that he starts queuing knights once again. So there is that. Here we go. He's coming in. Man, the scorpions destroy the palaces over there very quickly. And here comes Classic Pro with his 2 bonus damage from Knight against Archer type units. The cavalry archers will get completely melted. What is going on? Lix is not paying attention because he's got a counter raid. That's not losing a lot of the cavalry archers over there. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, he's unable to get even a single villager from Classic Pro. So he was paying attention over here, and he ended up losing a lot of units back home because of it. Yeah, you know, Classic Pro's got the Magnal over here, Scorpions, Knights still. And he's got more Knights queued up as well. He's got 3 Knights queued up, so this is about the position Classic Pro wanted to put himself in before adding extra stables as well. As now it seems like he has been able to completely maximize his double stable production potential. Or at times. Anyway, so definitely would like to see a 3rd stable. Good defense though. Lix ends up pushing Classic Pro away. Ends up warding off the attack. And still no 3rd stable coming out for Classic Pro. It's fine. Still keeps on fighting up in the north, by the way, to try and get water control. Meanwhile, down the south, he's just been collecting fish forever. On the left-hand side, he's been collecting fish forever. On the right-hand side, Lix is going to run out of fish very soon as well. He's been collecting for a very long time, and it's just going to be the CA from Lix roaming around. Classic Pro's trying to get a good surround going over there, and once again, Lix gotta pay attention. He cannot fight point-blank range against these units. It's just not going to cut it. Yeah, we'll see more cavalry archers coming out. Very good unit control over here for Lix up in the north, by the way. Classic Pro's not paying attention anymore. Against the villager, he would definitely benefit from going for a war galley. Not the best unit control for Lix once again. Going straight through the knights, taking 5 losses over there, 4 losses for free. We managed to get even a single knight down, and Classic Pro's looking great. The worker count for the bull player is so much higher right now compared to Lix's. He's on 3 TCs while Lix is going now for the 3rd TC only, and this should be really good for Classic Pro, right? He's looking so strong. With a stronger economy, very soon he's gonna have enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age as well. And I can't believe we see only now Chain Bar the Naruto come out for Classic Pro. He was missing the upgrade for so long. Oh boy! And Lix, well, to be fair, he doesn't really have leather archer armor currently. But yeah, that was not the best for Classic Pro. You know what is the best for Classic Pro though? He finally started out in stables. So he's got 4 stables right now to produce from, and he's got the 5th stable just come up, as well as a monastery on the way. So it seems like he'll finally be able to start producing knights significantly more heavily. compared to what he was producing before in Licks. Licks is still on triple archer range cavalry archers, and he's barely been able to increase his CA numbers by 3 in the last 5 minutes or so. He's gone from 21 to 24, 25 now. And Classic Pro, well, with 5 stable production, he's gonna start completely bursting at the seams. As he's sending villagers forward, he's gonna try and castle drop Licks as well. And with all these knights, he should be able to protect the villagers and guarantee the castle coming up. And that's great. This is probably not the best position for the castle. I guess he was probably hoping to deny the gold over there, but the gold's going to be almost out by now. Yeah, only about 400 left over there, so it's not the best, I guess, but it's still, to his knowledge, probably the best location. He's gotta protect the villagers, though! Alright. Cavalry archers get squeezed into a choke point, and we see the castle come up on the hill. So, this is actually worse now. Licks ended up prompting Classic Pro to relocate the castle foundation, and now we have the hill for the blue players. So in the end, he'll still be able to push the villagers away from gold if he doesn't end up going for Balking Arrow, and he's got the hill, so this castle is going to be so much more resilient. This is really good for Classic Pro. Damn. Is Oasis still going, by the way? Yeah, the nicest stone. And in the end, Licks bails from here. There's only 171 gold left over there. And choke is not great. Many of the knights have gone down, but the castle does come up, which is what he wanted to go for anyway. Licks got almost enough resources to click out to the Imperial Lich, though. That is something that I was expecting to see Classic Pro go for first, actually. Kind of rough that he sort of threw his army. Because if he had kept the numbers high with the castle up, he would have been able to do a lot more damage, but yeah. Oh, is this game still going? Ryan is winning? Do let me know. Let me know how long the game's been going for as well. Man, this is not good for Classic Pro. What happened to the lead? Losing a lot of villagers. The numbers from Licks are finally getting to where he wanted them to be, but there is a counter raid coming out from Classic Pro with the knights. However many remaining knights he had, he's gonna try to get some villagers down over here. Should be able to increase his villager lead further, as Licks does not seem to be able to do quite as much damage as Classic Pro is doing over here. Yeah, and with the small amount of cavalry archers that we have from Licks, it's not going to be enough for him to defend. So he's going underneath the TC, but these knights with chain bar and armor already do not care about the TC. So he's taking the cavalry archers down. He'll be able to keep on putting pressure. There's a lot of exposed economy from Licks. A lot of villagers up in the north cannot fight against the knight. A lot of villagers over here on the left hand side shouldn't be able to fight against the knights either. And we're gonna see Classic Pro go off to the north, but Licks is bringing the cavalry archers back. Go. Beautiful. Licks will in the end ward off the attack once again. But Classic Pro was able to do some good damage. Now he's managed to get a 41 worker lead, which means that Classic Pro does not take too long from this point onwards to click out to the Imperial Age himself. So right now, the priority for him is try to prevent the cavalry archer from getting too many for Licks. It's going to be very difficult because he's got a fairly small amount of knights, and Licks already has a scary amount of cavalry archers over here that will suffice against however many knights Classic Pro's got to throw at him. So it seems like probably the best play for Classic Pro from this point onwards is try to get to the castle, to the Imperial Age ASAP, so that he can get Cavalier, Paladin, Plate Bar than Armor, most importantly as well. So notice he's in the market right now to go up to the Imperial Age, and off he is to the next stage. Meanwhile, the raids though are still strong. I love how Classic Pro has played this army up into various smaller groups over here, and he's been able to get so much damage done with this. Because Lix is kind of banking on the cavalry archers staying together to defend against the knights currently, at the very least until he gets the Imperial Age upgrades. Once he does so, he'll be able to split this into multiple groups, right? But for the time being, it's either go forward or defend. And Lix has had to defend. Fantastic. Nice counter push. 8th Classic Pro is able to defend over here successfully until he gets to the Imperial Age. He should be in a good spot. He's got a lot of knights coming out, so once he gets to the Imperial Age, it's only going to be a matter of getting plate bar than armor, at the very least Cavalier. Ideally Paladin, of course. Yeah, Lix is doing a really good job putting pressure up over here, so he might be able to prevent Classic Pro from massing too many knights. Is Thumbring in? Great question. He's got it. He's got Thumbring. He did not go for Parthian Tactics yet. Or Heavy Cavalry Archer for that matter, but he's got Bracer, he's got Chemistry, he's got Parthian Tactics, which is great. Ballistics, right? Bloodlines. And Husbandry, so Classic Pro is going to start hurting right now quite a bit, and Cavalry Archers might actually end up working over here. Lix needs to keep on working towards 200 population. Right now the military count is still not anywhere near as high as it needs to be for him to really secure good trades against the Persian Knights. Potentially Cavalier. Cavalier's coming up, right? ACCM is nearing 2,000 kills? Oh, mate. And what is the score? Is that game 3? That is game 3, right? Seems like it's going to be a long one today, guys. There we go, Cavalier is now here for Classic Pro. He's got plate bar than armor, so you see how Lix is unable to really take an engagement over here anymore. Classic Pro's economy is still very strong. He was able to stay at over 140 villagers, so very soon, or soon enough, he should have enough resources to click the Paladin upgrade. Beautiful. There we go. There we are. Paladin is coming up now for Classic Pro. Lix is going for a random castle at the center of the map. I don't think this does really much of anything other than just giving him a stepping stone around which he can keep on going for further pressure. But yeah, with Paladin on the way and only 1 minute away from Classic Pro, this might be a little bit too difficult for Lix to keep on fighting on. And you know what? Classic Pro did end up performing better on the maps that were not Lix's home maps. So we were expecting Lix to do better in Nomad. We were expecting him to probably do better in Migration as well, but all the other maps, Classic Pro, for the most part, dominated. And over here, he's looking still very strong. He's gonna get to 200 population very soon. He's got Iron Casting coming up. We're gonna see Blast Furnace coming in afterwards as well. And he's got only 15 more seconds to wait before he gets Paladin. That's going to be a rude awakening for Lix. He's going now for Conscription. And there we go, we have the Paladin upgrade. Classic Pro's coming forward. Lix gotta keep on trying. There is no second chances over here, no do-overs. If he struggles, he doesn't manage to get game number 5, there is no way into the tournament anymore for Lix, so he's gonna keep on trying, but man, it's gonna be so difficult. The castle on the hill now is going to serve the function of reinforcement, right, for these cavalry archers, but the problem is if he opts to defend his cavalry archers by going over to the center, he exposes his economy and allows Classic Pro to just come in and dominate and up in the north. Lix is losing a lot of villagers. TC's almost fully garrisoned over there, but it's got no more HP anymore, and pop goes the weasel. Classic Pro will now taking all of these villages, and Lix is just crumbling right now. The numbers for Classic Pro are fantastic. It's gonna start going for some light cavalry, so it's showing a lack of gold in a sense. But given the map control that Classic Pro's got, he should be able to keep on collecting gold. And he is, so he should be able to keep on going for more paladin too. And Lix still has not made a play for Halberdier, but it shoots to fights with cavalry archers like the best unit he can go for right now. Halberdier will be a defensive unit, he wouldn't be able to do any damage, but just defend against the paladin. So it makes sense that he's been prioritizing cavalry archers, and he's gotten to good numbers. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to prevent taking further losses. Up in the north, the paladin keep on raiding. Down the south, the paladin keep on raiding. Yeah, and the cavalry archers over here are not being macro too much. By too much, I mean at all. So they will end up taking a bunch of extra losses. And even if the CA will end up cleaning out the paladin over here, they are taking a lot more losses than necessary. And Classic Pro, still on 200 population, is going to keep on going for just like cavalry over here. It seems like he's going to make a transition into full raids instead. While Lix is on a very large amount of army compared to what Classic Pro's got available. And without the extra paladin over here, it doesn't seem like Classic Pro will be able to really face cavalry archers, so it's just going to be raiding attempts. I'm not the biggest fan of Classic Pro's choice over here, because going for light cavalry at this point won't really do anything as long as we have even a small amount of pikemen or cavalry archers left from Lix to play with defensively. So I would definitely have prioritized paladin still from Classic Pro, but I guess his economy is just not strong enough. He's got just 10 gold miners, right? So he needs to send more units over there. The relic situation at this point in time favors Lix, but it's by a very small amount. He's got just 2 relics, while Classic Pro's got 0. And Classic Pro is trying to get the castle down, won't be able to do so, and it seems like cavalry archers are getting a little bit too much for Classic Pro to handle at this point in time. And while the blue player was looking very strong just a few minutes ago, Lix is finally making the cavalry archer work. And because now we have light cavalry as opposed to paladin, the pikemen are actually sufficient to defend. So we have a fairly small amount of pikemen over here, doing really well against light cavalry, and Lix is getting a bunch of damage done forward. With the amount of cavalry archers he's got, he might actually not even need siege. I think he might actually be able to take the buildings down himself. He's got 62. Heavy cavalry archers, fully upgraded heavy cavalry archers over here, as fully upgraded as they can be. This one. Here we go. Is the CM's pushing back? Was he cornered or something? Nice damage over here from Classic Pro, as Lix went straight into the paladin. But it's still going to be for the most part light cavalry for Classic Pro, and this seems to be a race to the bottom. Classic Pro is under so much pressure by cavalry archers, sorry, but he's also able to still keep on putting pressure with the light cavalry over here. It's gonna end up getting a bunch of villages down. And Lix's villager count is not too bad right now, certainly higher than it was before. So even if he gets raided, I guess he's going to have a somewhat comparable economy to what he's had in the last 20 minutes or so. But yeah, Lix will clean this castle up. If he starts collecting stone, and he's been collecting stone actually already, he could potentially start going for 4 castles. This might be the thing that breaks Classic Pro's defenses. But Classic Pro, he already has enough stone to go for a castle himself potentially. We'll see. what we get for the time being. Lix is still looking very strong. Blast Furnace coming up for Classic Pro. In Hazard though, finally. There we go, he gets some more raids coming up. Absolute throw from Classic Pro. There were 2 instances, I agree, in which he would have been able to get a much better trade. Or he would have been in a much better position if he had played things differently. But yeah, what's done is done. Water under the bridge. We might see another TC go down though, but Lix has been able to catch up in worker count for the most part. However, he might have to play a little bit more offensively over here. He does not have any stone miners anymore though, so he won't be able to go for another castle as I thought he was going to. He was going to be able to. Needs to keep a good amount of cavalry archers in the back to defend himself against the raids, but he also needs to keep on going for the counter raids, otherwise Classic Pro gets ahead still. So far, Lix still lower population compared to Classic Pro. And he's got 1 gold miner, 0 gold miners! Lix cannot go for any extra cavalry archers, and he's been losing units steadily, slowly but steadily. He's gone down from north of 80 heavy cavalry archers down to 46. So you know what? If this turns into no gold units for any players anymore, Classic Pro is going to be in a much better spot because of his much larger villager count. He'll be able to go for a lot more Hussar. As a matter of fact, I don't think Lix even has the light cavalry upgrade yet, right? So if he had to go for light cavalry and Hussar, he simply would not be able to do so without gold with this economy. And he doesn't even have halberdier. While Classic Pro still has some gold available over here to collect from if he pushes the cavalry archers away. Man, there's just so much going on everywhere. It's just mayhem. Village is going down on the right hand side from Lix. Village is going down on the left hand side from Classic Pro. But for the most part, the game certainly seems to still be favoring Classic Pro at this point in time. He's managed to get some extra gold miners, and that's going to be it though. Lix calls it GG, and what a crazy series. With all 5 games, Classic Pro ends up taking game number 5 with a final score of 3-2. He knocks Lix out of the qualifiers. And we'll jump into the second series as soon as it's possible for us. We're going to try to do the Max versus Barles, but this was a crazy one. And we'll have to wait to see exactly what it is that we're waiting for. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to wait for the other series to be over before we get both the next series begin simultaneously. Or not. I'm taking a look at the KD for the other set. And it's incredible. 4,400 units went down that game. And ACCN seems to be getting some momentum. But we'll take a look at that in a moment. Let's take a look at the achievements first. Regardless, in the end, the KD is a little bit better for Classic Pro. Given the units he was going for towards the end of the game, it was actually pretty good, given that he was trading light cavalry for cavalry archers, right? For economy, a stronger economy for Classic Pro by thousands of extra resources, dozens of thousands of extra resources. He ends up getting 32,000 additional resources compared to Lix, which is going to represent a close to 50% lead-in resources gathered for society instead. We see a lot of extra villagers for Classic Pro for the villager max count, and that's